Hey everyone. Hi, it's Christine with Mission Yoga. Thanks for joining us for some online classes again. So I will give everyone just a minute or two to get on the video. So in the meantime, get your mat set up. If you need any props, grab a block, grab a blanket, get your water, towel, whatever you might need. Set up your space. So just get yourself all ready, and we'll just give everyone about a minute, and then we'll get started with class. We'll make sure our camera's good. Okay, and I thought my phone was charging earlier and it wasn't, so if my phone dies, you all get an early Shavasana. All right. So when you're ready, finding a comfortable seat on your mat. Can be in the center of your mat. Legs can be crossed if it's more comfortable for you to have your legs tucked underneath you. You can take that variation as well. Just begin to move around, shift around. It's the end of the day. Maybe you're taking this in the morning later, whenever you might be joining in. Any kind of movements you might need. Adjust and get comfortable. Then settle in and find stillness. Rest your palms on top of your knees. Roll your shoulders down and back. Sitting up tall, grounding down through the sits bones. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Take a couple deep breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Lengthening your spine on your inhales. Letting everything go on your exhales. Ooh. Okay, keep breathing. We'll fix the camera. There we go. Technical difficulty. Good. So if you've closed your eyes, gently blink them open. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, breathe in. Exhale, take a twist to your right, bringing the right hand behind you, left arm in front of you. Breathe and twist, lengthening on your inhales, and twisting, rotating on your exhales. If you need to take this a little further, you could bring your left hand to the right knee for a little extra help. One more breath. And unwind, coming back through center, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, rotate. You can bring that right hand to the left knee for a little extra twist. Deep, full breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, unwind through center, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, reaching forward, just relaxing the head and the neck. Beginning to let go of anything you're holding on to, your to-do list, what you need to do later, what you didn't do today, whatever happened today, let it go. Let your head hang heavy. One more breath. Then gently walk your hands back towards your shins and bring the fingertips behind you. Fingertips facing whatever is behind you. Take a deep breath in, lifting the chest up and looking back, opening up the heart space and the throat space. Some deep breaths here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release. Head to face forward. And switch out the legs. So reverse your crisscross. Good. Take a breath in, find a little length. And exhale, walk yourself back out to another forward fold, just evening out the hips if you have your legs crossed. If your legs are tucked straight underneath you, just adding in another forward fold. 2 more breaths here. One more. Walk the hands back towards the legs. Roll over the ankles, coming to hands and knees, tabletop position. Setting up your tabletop, making sure your joints are stacked so your hips are in line with your knees are in line with the ankles, and the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. We'll move into some cats and cows on an inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, tailbone up. Exhale, round and curl, pressing the mat away from you. Good. Inhale, look up, tailbone up. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, cow pose. You can add any other movements that you'd like. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, dropping the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round and curl. Last one, look up, tailbone lifts. Exhale. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. Bring the toes together, knees wide, and exhale, press back to your child's pose, aiming the hips towards the heels, walking the palms and the fingers forward, relaxing the forehead onto the mat. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Your forehead doesn't have to touch the mat. So take a couple breaths here in your child's pose. Bringing your focus to your breath. Good. Letting the practice be your breath. So if at any time during class your mind wanders, come back to your breath. Begin to give your breath a sound now, something for you to follow and focus on. Good. And in your child's pose, also setting an intention. Whatever you need, just ask for it, invite it in. And then let it go. Good. Continuing that breath to clear the thoughts, anything outside, anything off of the mat. Giving yourself this 1 hour to practice at your own pace, listening to your own body. One more deep breath in, fill all the way up. Exhale, empty out completely. And then on your inhale, return to tabletop, hands and knees. Realign the knees with the hips, then tuck your toes. And find your first downward facing dog, lifting the hips to the ceiling, heels towards the mat, and take some stretches in your down dog. Feeling out your first downward facing dog, maybe pedaling out the legs, alternating, bending the knees, lifting and dropping the heels. Shake the head out yes and no. You can wiggle the hips side to side. Maybe rolling to plank, warming up the shoulders. Lifting legs, whatever you need. Just using your breath, take a couple moments, and figuring out how it feels in your body today. Where are some areas of tightness, of tension, and also where you're feeling open, where you're feeling some mobility. And being able to work with both of those. Return to stillness at center. Return to your breath. Take a deep inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. On On your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, and step yourself to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up to stand, press into the feet, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take 2 breaths here. Remembering your intention. And we'll warm up with some sun salutation A's. Inhale, reach up and sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Inhale at the top. On your exhale, lower down, either modifying, taking knees, chest, and chin, or coming right into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. Inhale forward and through Cobra Pose or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, Downward Facing Dog. Deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, arms overhead, palms press. Exhale, fold forward, right into another round. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, either knees, chest, chin, or low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog or Cobra Pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 breath. Good. Inhale, chair pose, sweep up. Sit into your chair for sun salutation B. Still warming up, using your breath. Weight into the heels. Tuck your tailbone, relax the shoulders. Sit a little bit lower. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands, warrior 1. Dropping the pinky side edge of your left foot. Sweep arms overhead, keeping the bend in the right knee. Breathe. Palms facing each other. Shoulders away from the ears. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step it back, move through your vinyasa. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior 1. Ground pinky side edge of right foot, arms overhead, left knees bent. Breathe. If you're getting tired, you can always skip the vinyasas between and just meet us in downward facing dog. Again, this is always your practice, so modify as you need to. 1 more breath. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, high to low plank, or drop the knees to modify. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look to the hands, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sweep up, sit your seat. Weight into the heels, see if you can pick your toes up. Keep breathing. Relax the shoulders. One more breath. Exhale, come to stand. Straighten the legs, hands to heart center. 2 breaths here. Inhale, chair pose. Sweep up, sit it low. Breathe. From here, shift the weight into your right foot. We're going to send the left foot to the back of the mat, coming right into a high lunge. So stepping the left foot right back, not hesitating, just go for it. Staying high on the ball of the left foot. Adjust as you need to. Might not be perfect on your first step. Inhale, straighten the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, rebend, reach up. Inhale, straighten and lower. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. One more breath in. Exhale, bring the fingertips to the mat. Keep the left palm planted. Right arm reaches, lunging twist. Breathe. Keep your lunging legs strong, grounding down through the feet, zipping up that back leg, pressing the back thigh straight up to the ceiling. One more breath. Release fingertips to the mat. Rise up, high lunge, one more time. Straighten the right knee. This time, exhale, hinging from the hips, coming right into a variation of pyramid pose, staying on the ball of that back foot. Relaxing the upper body down towards the right knee. If you need to have a little bend in your front knee because your hamstrings are tight, that's absolutely fine. Again, modify as needed. Take 2 more breaths. Rebend the right knee. Ground down through the feet, sweep up, high lunge. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Spinning the back foot parallel to the back of the mat, open arms, open hips. Settle in to your warrior 2. Flip the right palm, reverse your warrior, dropping the left hand to the back thigh. Reach the right arm overhead, keeping the bend in the right knee. Breath is moving. Good. Inhale, back, warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the mat. Step it back and move through your flow with your breath, or skip it and meet us right in downward facing dog. Taking full, complete breaths. Smoothing out your inhales and exhales. And then finding stillness in your down dog. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, bend knees, look to the hands, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose on your inhale, sweep up and sit low. Tailbone is tucked. Lift the toes, heart open. Good, we're moving right into the left side, so shift the weight into the left foot and step your right foot to the back of the mat. High lunge. Adjust your stance. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Deep breath in. Exhale. Settle in here, relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the knee, arms down. Exhale, rebend, arms reach up. Inhale, extend and lower. Rebend and reach. Inhale, extend and lower. Exhale, rebend. Breathe here. This time breathe in and extend the knee. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips, coming into that pyramid variation. Relaxing. Folding. And softening any areas of tension, focusing your breath there. My left hamstring is much tighter than my right, so I need to really find some bend in my knee. So each side is different. Just work with whatever's coming up right now. Letting the head hang, shoulders away from the ears. One more breath in your fold. And then rebend the left knee, press into the feet and rise up, high lunge. One more breath. And then fingertips return to the mat, keeping the right palm planted. Lift the left arm, coming into your simple twist. Lunging legs are strong. Back of the right thigh, pressing up to the ceiling, zipping up that back leg. Keep your breath moving. Take one more. And release it. Fingertips down, and then reach up, high lunge. Open it up right to warrior two, and settle in here. Hips. Then flip the left palm, reverse your warrior. Keep the left knee bent. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the mat. Step it back high to low plank. Moving through your vinyasa with your breath. And meet us in downward facing dog. Pedal it out in your down dog. Shaking out those legs. Maybe shaking out the head as well. Deep breath in, come up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look to the hands, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take 2 breaths here. Coming back to your breath, coming back to that intention. Release your hands at your sides, palms forward. Big inhale, sweep and reach. Exhale, fold forward through center. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, palms to the mat, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend at the knee, take it up and over, opening up the right hip. Keeping the shoulders in line, so scooping the right armpit down towards the mat. Left heel's pressing down towards the mat. One more breath. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, pull the knee to your nose, step it through, rise up, warrior one, breathe in. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, interlace the hands behind the low back. Take a deep breath. Widen your stance for humble warrior. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips, rinsing out the shoulders. Keeping the bend in the right knee. Breathe. Then release your fingertips to the mat. Wiggle walk that right foot back to where it started and hop step the right foot in a little bit for a pyramid stance. So your right toes are at 12 o'clock, your left toes are slightly turned out and are halfway up your mat. Take an inhale, find some length flat in the back. Exhale, hinging at the hips, folding forward. Aiming your nose towards your knee. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can turn your fingertips to face the wall behind you and walk them backwards. Again, using your breath to focus on those areas of tension and soften them. Take two more. To release it, bring your hands back to frame the right foot. Take a breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Bend the right knee. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten the right knee, fold. Inhale, rebend, open the heart forward. Exhale, extend and fold. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, refold and extend. Inhale, bend the right knee, runner's lunge, open the heart. Exhale, stay here, runner's lunge. One more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, press through the feet, reach up, runner or high lunge. Good. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right knee, triangle pose. Bump the hips back, reaching forward, out, and then down. Trikonasana, triangle. And take a couple breaths right here in your triangle pose. If you like to take on any variations in your triangle, maybe you like to reach an arm overhead, both arms overhead if you like ab work. If you want to take an arm behind the back for a little extra shoulder opener, maybe reaching. But this is my favorite, so I'll stay right here in plain old triangle. Take two more breaths. On your inhale, press into your feet, micro bend your front knee, rise up. Pivot so both your feet face the long end of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips for a wide-legged forward fold. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, hinging from the hips, keeping a flat back as long as you can, then letting your head and your hands drop last. Good. Hanging out here for a few breaths. There's absolutely no rush. So you can move through whatever variation of this pose you like, maybe walking the hands out long in front of you, coming into wide-legged down dog, maybe walking them through the legs behind you, getting more of a hamstring stretch. You can grab the ankles. You can hang right here. If taking headstands in your practice, it's a good time to try it on. But we'll be here for a little bit. So maybe take one variation, take all the variations, whatever you need tonight. Find it and come back to your breath. If your mind starts to wander, come back to your breath. That even flow, smoothing it out. Give it a sound. So what can you drop today? What can you leave here on your mat? Whatever you don't need, let it go. Leave it here. And if you've moved your hands, bring them back on the mat underneath your face. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Bring the hands to the hips, press into the feet, rise all the way up to stand. Take your time. Good, then turn to face the front of your mat and step to mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feet together, hands at your sides, palms forward. Take a deep breath in, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, roll them down your back. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high to low plank. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, lift the hips, lower the heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot sweeps to the ceiling, flex the foot. Exhale, bend at the knee, take it up and over to the right, three-legged dog. Scooping the left armpit down, pressing the right heel down. Breathe into this opening. One more breath. Inhale, re-extend the left leg. Exhale, pull the knee to the nose and step it through. Sweep up, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands behind your back, interlace them. Pull the fingertips down. Widen your stance. Take a deep breath in, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Letting the head hang out next to the front knee. Rinsing out the shoulders. Grounding through the feet, strong in the legs. Building yourself a strong base. Take 2 more breaths. And release the fingertips to the mat. Wiggle walk the left foot about 4 inches in. Then hop step that right foot halfway up your mat, setting up your pyramid stance. Squaring the hips with the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Hinging from the hips, relaxing the head and neck. Again, each side may feel different, so you might need to adjust differently, find a little bit more bend in one knee than the other. Might have to have a wider stance, a longer stance on one side than the other. Play around with it and find what works for you. Taking 2 more breaths in your pyramid. If you've moved the fingertips, bring them back to frame the left foot. Re-bend the left knee and step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. Inhale, open up the chest, runner's lunge, heart open. Exhale, straighten the right knee, fold forward. Inhale, bend, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold and straighten the knee. Inhale, rebend, lift the chest. Exhale, fold and extend. Inhale, runner's lunge, heart open, chest lifting, and stay here. From here, pressing down into the feet, reach up, coming into your high lunge. Then open it up right into warrior 2, back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bump the hips back, reaching forward for your triangle pose on the left. Eventually reaching the left fingertips down to either the mat, a block, your shin, your ankle, whatever's in reach. If you took a variation on the right side, take it again on the left. Stay with the breath. Take one more. On your inhale, micro bend the left knee, press into the feet, rise up to stand. Pivot to face the side of your mat, both toes facing the long right edge of the mat, hands to the hips. Taking another forward fold, this time with an arm variation behind your back. So if this clasp is not good on your shoulders, if you're feeling some pinching, some pain, you can always take opposite elbows. You can take opposite wrists. You can even grab for the back of your shirt just to get some open rotation of your shoulders. So take a breath in, lift and lengthen. And on your exhale, hinging from the hips, flat back as long as possible, and then rinse out those shoulders. Breathe. Good. And turn to face you. If you have a bind, release it, drop your hands to the mat. And again, just take a couple breaths in another variation of your forward fold, whatever feels good. Then bring the hands underneath the face if you've moved them. Keeping the left hand planted, reach the right arm to the ceiling, simple twist. Good, switching sides. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. And release, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Hands to the hips. Pull yourself all the way up to stand. Pivot again to face the front of the mat. Step forward. Hands at your sides, mountain pose. Deep breath. Let it go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, high plank to low plank. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs, shake the head yes and no. Come back to your breath, coming back to your intention. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the ceiling. On your exhale, step it halfway up your mat. Going to find a pyramid stance again. So ground the left heel with a slight turn out. Take a breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold into your pyramid. Just one more breath here. Good. Then from here, we're going to rock our weight into our right leg and pick up our left leg, pulling it into our chest. I keep losing my camera. All right, hang out in pyramid, then I'll show you where we're going. Okay, hopefully that stays. Try not to move too much. Good, so from here, shift the weight into your right foot. Bring your hands to heart center. Stand up, gently pulling your left knee as you stand your torso up straight. And then set up your tree pose from here. So either left foot to your inner thigh, shin, or ankle of your right leg. Just avoid your knee with your placement. Set your gaze somewhere in front of you. Breathe here. Relaxing the shoulders, length through your side body. And then release your tree and bring your left knee back into your chest. And from here, we're going to fly it back to warrior three with hands at heart center, hinging forward, kicking the left leg back. And we're going to drop it right back into our pyramid. Good, release the hands, adjust your stance, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Stay here for 2 breaths. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the hips, pull yourself all the way up, exhale. Right hand stays planted, inhale, left arm reaches up, revolve triangle. Exhale, reaching forward as if you're gonna grab something in front of you. And then bring the left fingertips either to the inside or outside of the right foot. Extend the right arm if it feels okay. If you need to keep your right hand to your hip, that's okay too. Make a hip adjustment, pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Keep breathing. It's easy to hold your breath in this pose, so make an effort to keep it moving. One more. Let it go. Exhale, release the pose. Step it back, downward facing dog. Optional to move through a vinyasa and rinse that out. Deep, full breaths, in and out. Good, setting it up on the other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, step it through halfway. Pyramid stance, dropping the heel of the right foot. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold into your pyramid. Just a brief one. while, maybe a little longer because I lost the camera last time, so we'll even it out. Stay here for a few more breaths. Take one more. Bring the fingertips to face forward if you've moved them. Shift the weight into the left leg. Start to pick up the right heel, hands to heart. As you begin to stand, bring your left or right leg with you. Right knee pulling up towards the chest. Then take on your tree pose. Planting the right foot to the inner thigh, shin, or ankle. Avoid your knee. Good, hands to heart. Gaze is set. Breathe. Lifting out through the crown of your head. And then from here, bring the right knee back into the chest. Getting ready to send it back into that warrior three. Kicking your right leg back, hinging forward. Heart open, hands to heart center. And drop it right back into your pyramid stance. And fold. Hanging out in your pyramid for a little bit longer this time. Take one more breath. Inhale to flat back. Hands to the hips, come all the way up. Exhale. Left hand stays planted. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, revolve triangle. Hinging forward, reaching out. Then coming down. Fingertips to the inside or outside of the ground, front foot. Revolve to the left. Hand can stay planted on the hip or extend if that feels okay. Keep your breath moving, making that hip adjustment, pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. One more breath here. And release it. Walk it out, downward facing dog, step back. Optional vinyasa if you need to rinse it out. Use your breath and move at your own pace. We'll meet up in downward facing dog. And after you stretch out in your downward facing dog, drop your knees to the mat and come back to your child's pose. Your toes together, your knees can be wide or can be together for this child's pose. Sitting your hips towards your heels. Relax into it. If you would like to add a shoulder opener, you can bring the palms together, walking the fingertips forward and bending at the elbows, walking the elbows close to the ears, and then bringing the palms to the back of the neck. Opening up the back side of the shoulders, the triceps. Take 3 more breaths in your child's pose. Bring the palms back onto the mat if you've moved them. And slowly shift your way back into tabletop, hands and knees. Take 2 rounds of cat and cow pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, look up, tailbone up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, right leg reaches, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, drop the left knee, untuck left toes, low lunge. Bringing the hands to the top of the right thigh to set up. And eventually, arms overhead. Good, feeling that stretch on the front of the left leg. And bring the fingertips to the inside of the right foot. Wiggle walk the right foot to the edge of the mat. Keeping the left palm planted, reach the right arm up to the ceiling. You can open up this twist in the right hip by rolling out onto the pinky side edge of the right foot and letting the right knee fall open to the side. Also optional, adding a shoulder opener, a little half bind, by wrapping the top arm around the low back. Breathe here. If you would like to take it a bit further and add a quad stretch, you can pick up that back foot and reach around for that as well. Again, this class is all levels, so take on some variation that appeals to you, that feels right for you. If you need to stay right here in twisting lunge, that's fine. One is not better than the other. Just find somewhere where you can work and you can stay with your breath. You're not feeling any pinching, any pain. Just a gentle stretch. Take one more breath. Release any binds, any twists, and return to a low lunge with your fingertips on the mat. Extend your right leg, heel toe that right heel forward, wiggle it forward a little bit. Lengthen your stance for a half split. Take one breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Take 3 breaths here, just stretching out that hamstring. Make your way out of your half split. Bringing the sole of the right foot back onto the mat. And we'll take pigeon from here. So wiggle walk that right foot now to the left edge of the mat. And then let the shin and the knee come down as parallel as you can get it to the top of the mat. Keeping the right foot flexed. Take a breath in, sitting up tall. And eventually, you can stay here. If this is enough for you, if this is enough stretch, stay right here. You can come down onto the forearms. If you have a block or a prop, maybe a pillow or something at home, put it in front of you if you need a little lift. You can also come down, making a pillow with your hands, bringing the forehead onto the mat. Or coming all the way down, forehead onto the mat without anything supporting you. That's okay too. So lots of options, doesn't matter where you are. You're still getting the same benefits of the pose. This is your practice. You adjust as you need to. Where are those areas of tension? Now take your breath and aim it there. Can you soften those areas of tension on your exhales? Take one more breath. And let something go. Gently make your way out of your pigeon, coming back onto the fingertips, sitting up tall. And then taking your time, make your way back to a downward facing dog. Tuck the back toes, lift the left knee, step it back, and then stretch it out, pedaling out the legs, maybe lifting a leg and switching. Good, setting up the low lunge. On the left, lift the left leg and bring the left leg between the hands. Drop the right knee, untuck the right toes. Making sure your knee and ankle are in line. Bring the hands to the top of the left thigh to set up. Arms overhead, palms facing each other. Shoulders away from the ears. Bring the hands inside the left foot and wiggle walk that left foot to the left edge of the mat. Coming into the twist, so keeping the right hand planted. Reach the left arm up to the ceiling. You can open up the hip in this twist by rolling out onto the pinky edge of the left foot and letting the left knee fall open. Optional half bind, wrapping the left arm around the low back, getting a shoulder opener. And also optional for that extra quad stretch, if you want to take a full bind, and grabbing for the right foot with the left hand. And there are so many options. This is your practice. You take the one that you need on this side. Keep your breath moving. Take one more breath here. And release it, make your way out. Coming back through center. Straighten the left leg, coming into that half split. So wiggle walk the left foot forward, popping up onto the heel of the left foot. Take a breath in, lengthen to set up. Exhale, folding forward. Trying to relax the upper body, even if you're feeling a lot of tension and resistance in your lower body from this pose. Use your breath. And take one more. And slowly make your way out, coming into your pigeon pose. Wiggle walk that left foot to the right edge of the mat. And then letting the shin and the knee drop. Coming as parallel as you can get it with the top of the mat. Left foot stays flexed. Sitting up tall, extending the right leg behind you. Exhale, folding forward if you can. If this sitting up tall is enough stretch for you, absolutely stay here. Maybe coming down into the forearms. Again, another good time for a prop, a block, blanket, pillow. If you're home, a pillow or a blanket from your couch is fine. A towel rolled up, a book. Maybe bringing the forehead to the mat or using your hands to support you. Again, using that breath, using your exhale, soften the areas of tension. What can you let go of? What can you leave right here? Begin to make your way out of your pigeon pose, pausing with fingertips in the mat. Deep, tall breath. Good. Then plant the palms, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, step it back. Down dog, pedal it out, stretch it out. Good, optional to move through a vinyasa, last vinyasa, rinse everything out. Downward facing dog. Good, then drop the knees to the mat. Come onto the seat and swing the legs out long in front of you. Good, we'll do one forward fold, staff pose. Legs extended, feet are flexed. Find your sits bones, sit up tall. Inhale, reach up, engage the core to protect the low back. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Taking a couple breaths in your fold. If you need to have a bend in your knees because your hamstrings are tight, that's okay. Release your fold. If you aren't already there, scoot your seat to the center of your mat. Extend arms long in front of you. Begin to lower all the way down onto your mat. When you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Roll around on your back. Maybe rocking side to side or making circles with the knees. If you're making circles with the knees, roll in one direction. And then switch sides, switch directions. Coming back to center, hug the knees in. Keeping the right knee pulled in, extend the left leg. Okay, then bring the right knee across the body, let it fall to the left. Bring the gaze over the right shoulder, arms in a T or goalpost arms. Soften the gaze. Relax into your twist. Okay, then unwind, coming back through center. Realign the hips, switch sides, pull the left knee into the chest, extend the right leg, then left knee across the body, falling to the right, gaze to the left, soften your gaze, just falling heavy here, letting the floor hold you up. And unwind from your twist coming through center. Hug the knees in one more time. Curl up into a ball. And then extend long onto your mat. Point the toes forward. Reach your arms up overhead. One long body stretch. And then relax, completely coming into your Shavasana. Bringing your hands at your sides, palms facing the ceiling. Let your feet relax. Relax your face, your jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Have a slight separation between your teeth. Let your breath return to its natural flow. And let your body enjoy this rest. If you have a couple moments to stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer, by all means, please stay. If you're going to make your way out of it with me, begin to make some small movements with the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Then reach the right arm overhead, roll onto the right side in a fetal position, and then press yourself up onto your seat. Bring your hands to heart center, an acknowledgement for your practice. Thank you for joining me tonight for practice, and I hope to see you all in the studio soon. Namaste. Hi everyone. So thank you for sticking around, and it wouldn't be an online class if I didn't have some technical difficulties. So thank you for getting through it with me, and I will see everyone in the studio soon. Have a good night.